And howdy do, howdy do, howdy do. Welcome to, I guess I should back this up. Welcome to the Ample Amputee Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Q. I believe that our esteemed co-hostess, Chef T, will be joining us shortly. And wow, it's been a couple of weeks since we've actually had a show. We recorded a show, and then I learned, to my surprise, that I have to upgrade my StreamYard account because my shows have not been recording. So it would go live, but then I have no access to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like just start it over, and that's fine. I will update our membership later on today, and then we will continue. And welcome again to this first show to kick off Limb Awareness Month, April 2022, Limb Awareness Month. So Limb Awareness Month is, well, I'll actually go and read something from the Amputee Amputee Coalition's website. This year's theme for limb loss awareness is your ordinary is extraordinary. And I think this is a really wonderful message. Join the Amputee Coalition in celebration of Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month, April 1st through 30th, 2022. Themed Your Ordinary is Extraordinary, NLLAM, that's Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month, spotlights the limb loss and limb difference community and the vital need to support efforts that advance equitable medical access, care, and coverage. The obstacles that people living with limb loss and or limb difference must overcome are not easy feats. As they adapt to a new way of living, amputees experience victories daily in simple areas of life. During 2022, NLLAM, we celebrate the small and big wins within our community. We would like our community to know your ordinary is extraordinary. Pardon me, I'm just keeping my eye here on the room to make sure when Chef comes in. By approaching each day of life with the fundamental willpower to thrive, our community members champion human strength by persisting. COVID-19 has exacerbated mental, physical, emotional, and social problems for all humans. And while our community members experienced grave setbacks during this time, they still find ways to thrive. It may seem so ordinary as amputees go about their lives, but their ordinary is extraordinary. And then they follow up this article with links to how one can become more involved in limb loss and limb difference awareness month. They have communications toolkit, gubernatorial proclamations tools, ribbon apparel and gear, daily dares. That's something that I was actually interested in and I visited. But let's talk about your ordinary is extraordinary. You know, how many of you guys out there have had the conversations from people who, once they come into knowledge or see that you are an amputee, oh man, I couldn't do what you do. How do you get through every day? And I don't have any hesitation to let people know it's a challenge, but you do what you got to do. And it becomes ordinary. And sometimes I get mad at the ordinary, you know, just the habit of having to put your leg on every morning, trying to keep it clean and all. And so I understand that that's part of my human experience. To accept some of these smaller daily tasks is just the way it is. I don't like that. That's difficult for me and challenging for me to just accept. Nothing is easy when you are an amputee, certainly, when you're a lower limb amputee. I can only speak from that perspective. And I got a new leg right at the beginning of the month, actually. So only a week or so ago. And I am adapting to it. The difference with this leg is that my ankle now has a bit of flexibility. So it makes putting on and taking off my shoes, as well as switching between the variety and types of shoe that I can wear. It makes that much more easy and much more less complicated to get in and out of a pair of shoes. So my question to you today, and a question that I challenge you to ask yourself, is what are you going to do this month? What will you do that's extraordinary this month? Every day prior to April. Okay, so in January, people, I'm sure, made a lot of grandiose New Year's resolutions. And as I say, oh, there's Chef. There she is. Hey, Chef, how are you?
Hey, Mr. Q, what's going on, bro?
Nothing much, sister. I'm doing all right. Glad to have you here. I was sharing, just to catch you up, I was sharing with the audience that I recognized that although I had recorded a show last week, it didn't take because I have to upgrade my account in order for StreamYard to record my show. So I'm going to do that after this because I came into that same situation just now when I began this podcast. It asked me, are you going to upgrade your account? Because unless you do, you can't record it. So it is live on, I believe, YouTube right now. We're live on YouTube. And what I will do is after the show, I'll go in, I'll upgrade the account, and then it'll be available on Facebook as well later on today.
Awesome. Okay.
And so we're talking about it's National Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. And the theme for the month, as they've said, is your ordinary is extraordinary. And so I had begun a small dialogue of how many times have people, they recognize or come to the knowledge that you're an amputee, and they have that look of empathy or sympathy or pity, I don't know which one it is, how do you do it every day? How do you get through? And I was sharing that I don't have any shyness in letting people know, yeah, it's difficult, but you do what you got to do. It's challenging. Several times I'll find myself saying, man, ain't shit easy. Ain't nothing easy about this. Been working on a truck for a few days, and the things that, used to only take a few minutes, you got to get up and down and underneath and over the truck. And I'm just doing this work, cursing, saying, God damn this fucking leg. Yeah, no, if my leg was regular, I'd be fucking doing what I got to do. But that ain't the case. That ain't the case. And what I'm learning, I'm not learning because I ain't learned it yet. What I am understanding is that I got to start being okay with it. I got to start being okay that shit takes a little longer. I have to do a little bit more advanced thinking before I engage and go about my day, Tell me, what does the theme, your ordinary is extraordinary, what does that mean to you regarding this month?
It means you're one of a kind. Shit. My ordinary is extraordinary, to be honest. Not having a limb makes you unordinary. But the thing that I do and the things that I accomplish is what makes me extraordinary with the limb loss. You know what I mean?
With the limb loss, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Like I don't. It's self-explanatory.
Yeah. You know what I okay. So when you go to the Amputee Coalition website and they're talking about Limb Loss Awareness Month, and they have one of the things that I found very interesting on it was like daily challenges. Okay. And I was saying just before you got into the room, in January, people all around the US or whatever in Western society kick off the year by saying, okay, I got these resolutions, and we'd had a conversation about that. I don't really believe in resolutions. I believe in evolutions. And They have these resolutions that they're going to do. Well, what I'm saying to amputees perhaps is during the month of April, certainly what I'm going to do is challenge myself daily. And I'm preparing for a trip, which we'll talk about a little bit later, overseas. And as I'm going doing more planning, I'm thinking, oh man, I might be walking a lot. So what I'm going to start doing, and actually I kind of started it today, is just walk a little bit more, park a little bit farther from the store, the entry of the grocery store. Because when I'm overseas, I'm going to a place where, in Western society, we're fairly fortunate being amputees. All around the world and most other places around the world, they don't give a damn if you're an amputee. That's your business. Take care of it, whatever, however way you can. And if your family don't take care of you, then you're on your own. Yeah. And so therefore, accessibility is not really in the forefront of their minds. Now, some Asian countries are going to be a bit different, but the one that I'm going to, they're just making me aware. Okay, our roads are uneven. Walking around can be difficult, except for if you stick to the touristy areas. And so one way that I'm preparing for that is just to get overall in better shape.
Yeah, your fitness. Yeah, your stamina. For sure.
Stamina up. Exactly right, sister. I got my new leg on, so I'm adapting to it. Yeah, I've had it for Monday. Yeah, I got my little ankle can now pivot a little bit.
Me too, Mr. Q.
Yeah. Oh, you got the little button on there?
Yeah. I was like, bro, I want to run. Like, I want to ride my bike and shit. Like, I want an ankle. And he was like, I got you. And he did it.
Yep. Yeah. It's a game changer.
Happy for you. Hell yeah.
I you know what? When I put it on, and I'll be interested to hear what your experiences are, I felt like I was bouncing. It's lighter. My leg is much lighter.
Yeah, it is.
And also, I ran when I got the final product. I ran for the first time in 4 years.
I love it.
I love it. So that really is.
How did you feel in the process of you running and getting used to it?
I felt great. I felt energized and excited, and I just felt a bigger feeling of compulsion to make sure I get into better shape.
Okay.
And get my body. I'm 51 years old. I'll be 52 next week, and just to what's that they call that? Your longevity. Everything ain't gonna last forever. I had a good buddy of mine pass away last week. 52 years old. Passed away last week, and I know that guy since we were like 20 years old. Trying to get bands started back in Seattle, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And he was in a band. And this band actually is now a very, very famous band, the Foo Fighters. And Tucker was his name. And, I just remember when we were fucking ne'er-do-wells hanging at the Red Hook Bar in Seattle. And anybody in Seattle knows that that's where all of us bands used to hang out. Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Foo Fighters. And then there was me. I was an actor, but then there was me. And but to see that Tucker gone is fucking blows my mind. I've had beers with this guy. At any rate, it lets you know, okay, hey man, well, he was still partying. I don't party like that no more. But it just makes me much more conscientious. And I want to be around for some more years, and I better take this shit seriously. And so that's going to be what I look at a lot this month of April, and every day, just try to push myself a little bit more physically. But I tell you what, sister, I don't know if it's my age or just laziness, but I don't be wanting to do shit, man. I be wanting to sit around, smoke some weed, play my fucking video games, pick my kid up from school. And you can't do that, though, and make no money.
That's why it's business before pleasure, but you always make time for pleasure.
I tell you. Limb Loss Awareness Month. Does it mean anything to you? I am going to wear orange on Wednesdays. We're supposed to wear orange. And I had
That's the color? That's the thing?
That's the color. Yeah, that's the color. Every Wednesday, we're supposed to wear as much orange as we can. I do have my orange sweatshirt next Wednesday for our show. I will definitely be wearing orange. And And it's just a way of a conversation piece. And I do encourage viewers that if you're so inclined, get you some gear that demonstrates your proudness of being an amputee, and be open to questions too. You know, a lot of that might be happening this month. And that's kind of what I got to say about it. You know,
You asked what it meant, what limb loss awareness meant to me.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to be very honest. It doesn't mean shit to me.
right.
I hate to sound like that or to come off like that, but it's like it's life. Like it's a lost limb. I don't know like what more people want us to do or say about the situation. We lost a leg, or we lost an arm, we lost an eye, we lost, we just lost the shit. Like,
Right.
I don't know what more awareness that you guys want, or what
Right.
more awareness that people are trying to get out. I really don't understand that. It's just like with cancer, sickle cell, diabetes, all of those. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're aware, but what are we going to do about it? Or what
Right.
are we doing to fix or change the situation? If we're not doing or talking about that, what's the point? Like, I really don't
I agree.
see the
And that's something else that I know personally. I am educating myself on, becoming more aware of what are my rights and as a disabled American, and what are benefits that I might be entitled to that I'm not getting because of limb loss. That's the biggest value I can see in it, honestly, is to bring about awareness to other amputees. Hey, man, make sure you're getting your benefits. Make sure you're getting an education if that's what you want. Make sure that you can get training in the career that you want, because it's the law. And that's what people aren't getting. It's the law. They got to. And so, if you're an amputee and you want to investigate a trade, those people, whatever trade you want to go into, they're going to have to work like hell to say, oh, you can't do it. They got to give you every opportunity to figure out, where do I fit in this industry? And we're at a time in our country's growth where I know that unemployment, they say, is down, but that new skills are what's in demand. So you might be transitioning from one job into another job. If you're an amputee, you might be in a prime position to get free training for the new job or new career that you want to go into. And so that's something that I think Limb Awareness Month serves the purpose of letting me know as an amputee. Make sure you know your rights and the laws. So that's what I've been reading about the American Disabilities Act, reading about enhancements coming down the pike for it, and understanding that it's a living document and it's going to continue to grow and change over the years, long after you and I are gone. Why? Because as society changes, the needs and accessibility for the disabled and differently able will change as well. And so we have to keep up with technology. And I am purely speaking from a Western, fucking American perspective. In other places in the world, that is not the case. Yeah.
Right.
So, okay. So what, you got any news? What's been going on? What are you working on these days?
Just this stuff. Yes, Juneteenth coming up. I'm going to be involved in that with our community, which I'm really excited about. Get to showcase who and what I am and what I do it for and why I love doing what I do. And to celebrate being Black. You feel me?
Right.
That's
what are you going to do? Or are you going to keep it a secret for a while longer?
Yeah. I'm going to hold off on exactly what I'm going to do until it comes into fruition.
Gotcha.
I've been noticing like things been happening a lot more for me that way.
Yeah.
What else? Of course, working. I'm trying to do get involved in nonprofit organizations.
I saw that posting. I hope that my response was somewhat helpful.
It was very much so helpful. Yes. So yeah, I have to link with like-minded individuals so I can get my board going and get the right people in my circle, people who care and love the same things that I do and have the same passion and heart for it like I do. Yeah. So that's something I look forward to doing. I got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Yeah. So that's mainly what I'm doing is I'm out here just trying to do the work and get in where I fit in pretty much,
I dig it. On my end, so I guess the big news is that I'm going to Thailand. I'm
Okay.
going to Thailand to tape a show tentatively titled Ascension Travel with Mr. Q. And what this show is, I am being told, is going to be me going to different places. It's specifically geared towards amputees and those dealing with limb loss who want to travel. You see, so traveling, especially internationally, and I'll be focused on international travel, but traveling for an amputee is of concern. It should be. And when you're going across the world or around the world, you might have some intrepidation because you don't know what to expect. Okay. So I saw that need, and I see a lot of people doing some really interesting podcasts, but I don't see shows for travelers that are not able-bodied. And so I'm hoping to address that need. And our first destination is Thailand. So I'm getting prepared for that. And I leave in June. And I'll be doing some other things while I'm there as well. I'll be gone for a while. I'll still do the show. I'm still going to do this show every week. And then it's going to be enhanced with some other material while I'm there. So like, I don't know how much of it I'm going to be allowed to show because it's for the show, but I'm assuming some stuff I'll just have for my own personal usage, and I'll put that out just to encourage people to travel, man. You know, this will be my first trip since being an amputee overseas, that is. You know, I've been all around the U.S., of course, but since an amputee, and I'm concerned, you know, I'm interested. I look at the videos. I don't see no amputees walking around that motherfucker, man. So I said, I'm going to be the first one. And I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. So that's my big news.
I'm excited for you. I would say, but Mr. Q, I would say like traveling overseas is just like traveling in the States. The only thing that I would be concerned about are like hospitals. If you have other underlying conditions, like the hospitals is what you should be focused on. But traveling overseas as an amputee is just the same as traveling in the States.
Well, you know, I see what you're saying, and let me address the hospital issue. So yes, part of my trip, I will be going to different orthotics and prosthetics companies and organizations, hospitals, clinics. I'll be meeting with several doctors over there just to investigate amputee care and rehabilitation in Thailand. And it's going to afford me an opportunity to visit a lot of different facilities and all. So yes, very important that you know about the medical situation and accessibility to medical care in case you need it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I don't anticipate any problems. I'm going to go well stocked with what I need, that I know I need, so that I won't have to really be wanting anything. But I'm also going to be taking a lot of goods and products over there because I'm working with several different companies that I'm going to be serving as the ambassador for. And basically part of my thing is going to be delivering these amputee products to different organizations that need them over in that country. So I'm looking forward to serving that role over there as well. And I'm going to be doing some other show business, more related stuff. My agent's been talking. I might do some singing over there. Maybe I might do some singing. I'm not sure. And I'm going to be very open as to what the experience is. It'll be my first time there. I'm taking Turtle with me. My wife is coming along as we believe. And so it's going to be a pretty interesting, situation. And I'm excited about it. And I'll be sharing more and more as I get more information. And I'll definitely be pushing an amputee trip to Thailand in coming months. Let me put it that way. And after I get over there, get the lay of the land, then I'll be in a position to say, okay, I feel comfortable to host people coming over for 7 days or whatever, experience Thailand, see some sights, That's a very growing industry. And I'm talking with the tourism boards of several different countries right now, talking about the opportunity of accessible tourism. and the money that you could be making if you made sure your shit can be gotten to by people that might have modality issues. So it's exciting. I'm excited about it. And of course, I'm still doing the network thing. We're still doing our streaming service for the visually impaired. That takes a lot of time. And we've shifted our focus. My part of the job is getting some of the adult content, getting some of the nasty films and stuff. So I'm working on that. And, it's interesting and fun. I mean, it's funny to me. I'm not really that into the movies, but it's funny when you see them audio described and you listen to it. Yeah.
I was intrigued. I was like, is this an audio book, nigga?
So you like it?
I was like, yo, this shit. Yeah. I was like encaptured by the audio, which I wasn't even, like you said, not even focused on the shit they were doing. Right. I was focused on the person reading the audio.
Okay. Now, the one I sent you, sister, I didn't necessarily like that audio because that's a computer generated audio voice. And what we're aspiring for is that we'll have live actors and actresses, depending on the scene, reading that audio description. So like one adult star we're talking to, I was just on the phone with her night before last, and she's very much into doing the audio descriptions for her scenes.
Right.
And that'd be great. Yeah, we think that's great. So we're working on it. And, I don't know, man. I don't know how that shit gonna work out, man. We don't know. But we love the idea. It's different.
And it's new. Like, I'm sure it'll catch on because it's different.
That's what we're hoping.
Because it's different.
We're working on getting a publicist for that company. And, it's a challenge, man. It's a challenge. I got damn vehicles breaking down on me, money out my fucking pocket. I got to get that thing up, money out my pocket, and not more coming in. And I don't like that. But I don't know how that shit going to pay off, right? That gets me antsy.
But, I need you to take your own advice. I don't know if you remember, but when we have our little conversations, you always say, I prayed about it beforehand, or Amen. I prayed, that's what we got to do, Mr. Q.
Yeah,
all this shit happening, everything that's happening right now is leading up to something bigger. So like you mentioned to me a few times, pray through the process. And I'm sure the answers in the solution will come abroad. You know what I mean? Like,
Amen. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We got this shit. It's all right.
You're right. And you know what? It's funny how faith works.
Man.
It's like, okay, at my age, I should know better, but I don't. I don't know better. And time again, the Spirit has shown me it's okay. It's going to be all right. But that human part of me still has concern and worry. And I know that we're trying to get to a place where that is not the condition of our life, where we just walk in total faith. And not even faith, it's more than faith, it's knowledge, it's acceptance and understanding that all things are by God. Okay.
Acceptance.
It's hard. It's not hard, it's challenging. It's a part of my human experience, I know.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, for sure.
So next week, guys, we're gonna have a short show today because I got to go up and do some other shit now. But next week, we're going to have on a company Penta Medical Prosthetics Recycling. Yes. Penta Medical Prosthetics Recycling. Penta is a group based in New York, and they collect softly used amputee gear, legs, arms, whatever, and then they part it out, and then they send it to different countries that need it. Okay.
Nice.
Once it's over in those countries, I guess they reassemble it and then they distribute it to whomever needs it. And we're going to have we're going to have the founders of that organization on the show next week. Okay.
Awesome.
And we're hoping that we're going to make a very big announcement at the end of the show. So we're working on that and hashing out the details. And so that's going to be very exciting. All of the shows this month are, I'm trying to talk about limb loss and awareness, but I'm looking at what are people doing That's why I asked that question today's show. What are you doing? And now next week, we're going to talk about what this guy is doing, right? The week after that, I don't know yet, but we'll figure out some aspect of maybe it's what women are doing for your show. You know, what are amputee women doing? And I really want to, myself, for the last show of the month, I'm going to try to find, I already got him. This guy's a rock climber, a peak climber, but he ain't got any legs. He has no legs. And he's climbed all 7, I think he said. I read the website, all 7 of the highest peaks. Or if he ain't done them all, he's got maybe 1 or 2 more you got to do. But he's climbed all the highest peaks in the world, and he's got no legs, okay? I had the opportunity to engage with this gentleman during the, what was that? The convention that was recently in Los Angeles. We had an opportunity to talk. And this guy's extraordinary, man. I mean, pretty fucking badass. Pretty badass. Pretty good stuff. And so I'm sending you links, I know, and all of different people I've been meeting and all. And, you know, it's just a great time and a growing time. And, you know, we're just going to keep on keeping on, sister.
Right on.
Amen. Amen. All right, guys. So that's our show. I got to go and take care of some family business. It's Limb Loss Awareness Month. What are you going to do this month that is extraordinary?
Ooh.
Next week, I want you to come back with an answer for me, what you're going to do or what you did this last week that is extraordinary. And I'm going to have one hell of an extraordinary story to tell y'all.
All right.
All right, sister. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to put this up and make it available on our podcast channel. Give me about 24 hours. I don't know how long it's going to take once I upgrade my membership for everything to kind of fall back in sync. But look for it within 24 hours.
Right on.
All right, sister. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
Have a good night.
Bye.